The Focus Protocol. Train your brain for deep work and unbreakable concentration. The meaning of the Focus Protocol. Before we begin this audiobook, it is important to understand the meaning behind the title. The term Focus Protocol refers to a structured system designed to train the human mind to concentrate deeply, resist distraction, and direct attention toward meaningful goals. A protocol is not simply advice. It is a repeatable method. In medicine, a protocol guides doctors through precise steps to achieve a specific outcome. In technology, a protocol defines how systems communicate and operate reliably. In the same way, the Focus Protocol is a mental operating system. It is a framework that teaches you how to protect your attention, eliminate distractions, train your brain for deep thinking, and sustain concentration for long periods of time. In today's world, attention has become the most valuable resource a person can possess. The modern environment constantly competes for your mind. Notifications interrupt your thoughts. Social media fragments your attention. Endless streams of information overload your brain. As a result, many people struggle to focus for more than a few minutes. But focus is not something you either have or don't have. Focus is a trainable skill. And like any skill, it can be strengthened through practice and the right systems. This audiobook introduces a structured method, the Focus Protocol, designed to help you reclaim control over your attention and rebuild the mental power that modern life has weakened. By the end of this audiobook, you will understand how to restore your ability to concentrate, train your mind for deep work, build powerful focus habits, and create an environment that supports mental clarity. Most importantly, you will learn how to transform your relationship with attention. Because those who master their focus will always have an advantage in a distracted world. Introduction. The age of distraction. We live in an era unlike any other in human history. Never before have people had access to so much information, so much entertainment, and so many digital tools. At first glance, this might appear to be a tremendous advantage. Technology allows us to communicate instantly, learn new skills, and access knowledge from anywhere in the world. But there is another side to this transformation. The same technologies that empower us also compete relentlessly for our attention. Every application on your phone is designed to capture your focus. Every notification is engineered to interrupt your thoughts. Every scroll, swipe, and click feeds an ecosystem that profits from your time. Over time, this constant stimulation begins to reshape the brain. Many people now experience symptoms that were far less common in the past. Difficulty concentrating, mental fatigue, constant distraction, reduced patience for complex tasks. Some individuals struggle to read for more than a few minutes without checking their phones. Others find it nearly impossible to work deeply without switching between multiple tasks. This phenomenon is often described as attention fragmentation. Instead of directing our minds toward one meaningful activity, we divide our attention across countless small distractions. The result is a brain that is always busy, but rarely focused. Yet there is good news. The human brain is remarkably adaptable. With the right strategies, it is possible to retrain your attention, strengthen your concentration, and rebuild the mental clarity that modern life often erodes. This audiobook will guide you through that process. You will discover how focus works inside the brain. You will learn why modern technology disrupts concentration. And most importantly, you will learn practical methods to restore your ability to focus deeply. The goal of this audiobook is not to eliminate technology from your life. Instead, the goal is to help you take back control of your attention. Because attention determines everything. What you focus on shapes what you learn. What you learn shapes what you become. And in a world full of distractions, the ability to focus may be the most powerful skill you can develop. You are now about to begin Chapter 1. In the next chapter, we will explore a growing problem that affects millions of people around the world, the collapse of human attention. Why are people finding it harder than ever to concentrate? And what forces are driving the global focus crisis? Let us begin. Chapter 1: The Focus Crisis. You are now listening to Chapter 1: The Focus Crisis. In this chapter, you will discover why millions of people today struggle to concentrate, and how modern environments are silently weakening our ability to focus. Let's begin. The world is losing its ability to focus. Not long ago, concentration was considered normal. Students could sit for hours reading books. Writers could work all afternoon without interruption. Scientists spent years studying a single problem. Deep thinking was part of everyday life. But something has changed. Today, many people struggle to focus on a single task for even 10 minutes. A student opens a book but checks their phone every few minutes. A professional starts working but switches between multiple tabs and applications. A person begins watching a video but scrolls through social media at the same time. Attention is constantly being divided. This is not simply a personal weakness. It is a global phenomenon. Psychologists and neuroscientists have begun describing this trend as the focus crisis, a widespread decline in sustained attention. And the consequences are more serious than most people realize. Because focus is not just a productivity skill. Focus is the foundation of learning, creativity, and meaningful achievement. When attention weakens, everything else suffers. The economy of attention. To understand why focus is declining, we must first understand something called the attention economy. In the digital world, attention is currency. Every time you watch a video, scroll through a feed, or click on a notification, your attention generates value for companies. Platforms are therefore designed to capture and hold your focus for as long as possible. Algorithms constantly learn what keeps you engaged. They show you content that triggers curiosity, excitement, or emotion. And they do this endlessly. Each swipe brings new information. Each notification pulls your mind away from whatever you were doing before. Over time, your brain becomes conditioned to expect constant stimulation. The result is a mind that becomes uncomfortable with silence and stillness. And unfortunately, deep focus requires exactly those things. The cost of constant distraction. Distraction might feel harmless at the moment, but its long-term effects are powerful. Every time you switch tasks, your brain must reorient itself. Psychologists call this attention residue. When you move from one task to another, part of your attention remains stuck on the previous activity. This means that constant multitasking reduces your mental performance. Your brain becomes slower, less creative, and less capable of solving complex problems. Over time, this pattern weakens the neural pathways responsible for sustained concentration. In other words, the more you multitask, the harder it becomes to focus. This is why many people feel mentally exhausted even when they haven't done deep work. Their brains are constantly switching contexts. And that switching drains cognitive energy. The illusion of productivity. Modern culture often celebrates multitasking. People believe they are being productive when they juggle many tasks at once. But research shows the opposite. True productivity comes from deep focus. When your mind is fully engaged in a single task, your brain enters a powerful cognitive state. In this state, ideas connect more easily. Creativity increases. Learning becomes faster. Problem solving becomes clearer. This state is sometimes called deep work. It is the mental environment where the most valuable achievements are created. Great books are written in deep focus. Scientific breakthroughs happen in deep focus. Innovations and inventions emerge from deep focus. But deep focus cannot exist in a world filled with constant interruptions. And that is why mastering your attention has become more important than ever. Focus is a superpower in the modern world. In a distracted world, focus becomes rare. And anything rare becomes valuable. A person who can concentrate for hours without distraction has a powerful advantage. They learn faster. They produce better work. They think more clearly. And they accomplish things that others only talk about. Focus is no longer just a helpful skill. It is becoming a modern superpower. But the ability to focus is not something reserved for a few lucky individuals. It is a skill that can be rebuilt. The brain can rewire itself. Your attention can be retrained. And that is exactly what this audiobook will teach you. Chapter 1 Summary. Before we move forward, let's briefly review the key ideas from this chapter. In Chapter 1, you learn that modern society is experiencing a focus crisis. Digital platforms compete aggressively for human attention. Constant multitasking weakens concentration through attention residue. Deep focus is essential for creativity, learning, and productivity. In a distracted world, the ability to concentrate has become extremely valuable. Understanding the problem is the first step towards solving it. In the next chapter, we will explore how focus actually works inside the brain. Because once you understand the biology of attention, you will be able to train it more effectively. You have now completed Chapter 1, the focus crisis. Up next is Chapter 2, the science of attention. In the next chapter, you will discover how the brain controls focus, what chemicals influence concentration, and why your mind naturally drifts toward distraction. Let's continue. Chapter 2, the science of attention. You are now listening to Chapter 2, the science of attention. In the previous chapter, you learned that the modern world is facing a growing focus crisis. Distractions are everywhere, and attention has become one of the most valuable resources a person can possess. But to truly master focus, we must first understand how attention works inside the brain. Why does the mind wander? Why do distractions feel so powerful? And what actually happens in the brain when we concentrate deeply? Let's begin. Attention is a biological system. Many people think focus is simply a matter of discipline. They believe that concentrating is about forcing the mind to stay on one task. But in reality, attention is not just willpower. It is a biological system controlled by the brain. Your brain constantly receives enormous amounts of information from the world around you. Every second, your senses are sending signals. Your eyes detect movement and color. Your ears capture sound. Your skin senses temperature and touch. If your brain processed all of this information equally, you would quickly become overwhelmed. So the brain uses a powerful filtering system called attention. Attention decides what information matters and what can be ignored. It acts like a spotlight, illuminating certain things while leaving everything else in the background. When you focus on reading a book, your brain filters out surrounding noise. When you listen to someone speaking, your mind blocks out other conversations nearby. This filtering system allows you to direct your mental energy toward a specific goal. But attention is not fixed. It constantly shifts depending on what the brain believes is important. And this is where the challenge begins. The brain is wired for survival. To understand why distractions are so powerful, we must look at how the brain evolved. For most of human history, survival depended on noticing potential threats. Imagine an early human walking through a forest. If they ignored sudden sounds or movements, they could be in danger. So the brain evolved to constantly scan the environment for anything new or unusual. Psychologists call this novelty detection. Your brain automatically pays attention to things that are new, unexpected, emotionally stimulating, potentially rewarding. This system was incredibly useful thousands of years ago. But in the modern world, it creates a problem. Because digital technology constantly triggers this novelty system. Every notification is something new. Every message is something unexpected. Every video recommendation promises something interesting. Your brain reacts to these signals automatically. Even when you try to ignore them, your attention is pulled away. This is why resisting distractions often feels difficult. Your brain is simply doing what it evolved to do. The role of mental energy. Focus also depends on something many people overlook: mental energy. Your brain consumes a large amount of energy compared to the rest of your body. Although it represents only a small percentage of your body weight, it uses a significant portion of your daily energy supply. Concentration requires effort. When you focus deeply on a task, your brain activates networks responsible for problem-solving, planning, and decision-making. These processes require energy. This is why deep thinking can feel mentally exhausting. After long periods of intense concentration, the brain naturally seeks relief. And the easiest form of relief is distraction. Scrolling through social media, watching short videos, or checking messages requires far less mental effort. Your brain interprets these activities as a break. But there is a hidden cost. Frequent mental breaks train the brain to expect constant stimulation. Over time, this makes sustained focus more difficult. The wandering mind. You may have noticed that your mind often drifts away from whatever you are doing. You begin reading a page, but suddenly you are thinking about something else. You start working on a project, but your thoughts move toward unrelated ideas. This phenomenon is known as mind wandering. And surprisingly, it is completely normal. The brain has a system called the default mode network. This network becomes active when your mind is not focused on a specific task. During this state, the brain reflects on memories, imagines the future, and processes emotions. Mind wandering can actually be beneficial. It helps with creativity and self-reflection. But problems arise when the mind wanders too often during important tasks. In a highly distracting environment, the brain constantly switches between focused attention and mind wandering. This reduces the depth of your thinking. Instead of entering deep concentration, your brain stays on the surface. And surface thinking rarely produces meaningful results. Deep focus is a trainable state. The good news is that attention is not fixed. The brain is capable of change. This ability is called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity means the brain can strengthen certain neural pathways through practice. When you repeatedly focus on a task without distraction, the brain reinforces the networks responsible for concentration. Over time, these pathways become stronger. Focusing becomes easier. Your mind becomes calmer and more stable. Just like muscles grow stronger through exercise, attention grows stronger through deliberate practice. This is the core principle behind the focus protocol. The goal is not to fight your brain. The goal is to train your brain. And once the brain learns how to focus again, everything else begins to improve. Chapter 2 Summary. Before moving forward, let's briefly review the key insights from this chapter. In Chapter 2, you learned that attention is a biological filtering system that helps the brain prioritize information. The human brain is naturally attracted to novelty and unexpected stimuli. Focus requires mental energy, which is why deep thinking can feel exhausting. Mind wandering is a normal brain function but becomes problematic when constant distractions interrupt concentration. Through neuroplasticity, the brain can be trained to focus more effectively over time. Understanding how attention works gives us the foundation needed to strengthen it. But there is another powerful force influencing your focus. A chemical inside your brain that plays a major role in motivation, curiosity, and distraction. In the next chapter, we will explore that chemical. You have now completed Chapter 2, The Science of Attention. Up next is Chapter 3, How Dopamine Controls Focus. In this chapter, you will discover how one powerful brain chemical can either strengthen your concentration or trap you in cycles of distraction. Let's continue. Chapter 3, How Dopamine Controls Focus. You are now listening to Chapter 3, How Dopamine Controls Focus. In the previous chapter, we explored the science of attention and discovered that focus is not simply a matter of willpower. It is a biological system shaped by the brain. But there is another powerful force behind your motivation and concentration. A chemical that quietly influences nearly every decision you make. This chemical is dopamine. And understanding how dopamine works may completely change the way you think about productivity, distraction, and discipline. Let's begin. The chemical of motivation. Many people misunderstand dopamine. It is often described as the pleasure chemical. But that description is not entirely accurate. Dopamine is not primarily about pleasure. It is about motivation and anticipation. Dopamine is released when your brain expects a reward. For example, imagine checking your phone. You hear a notification sound. Immediately, your brain becomes curious. Who sent the message? What might it say? At that moment, dopamine is released. Not because you already received pleasure, but because your brain is anticipating something interesting. This anticipation drives behavior. It pushes you to take action. And this is why dopamine is so powerful. It doesn't just make you feel good. It makes you want things. Why modern technology is so addictive. In the past, dopamine rewards were tied to survival. Finding food. Achieving goals. Building relationships. But today, many digital platforms are designed to trigger dopamine continuously. Every scroll, every notification, every recommended video. These systems are engineered to keep your brain in a loop of anticipation. You never know what you'll see next. And that unpredictability is exactly what keeps you engaged. Psychologists call this variable reward. It's the same principle used in casinos. Sometimes you win. Sometimes you don't. But the uncertainty keeps you playing. In the digital world, every swipe might reveal something exciting. A funny video. A surprising headline. An interesting message. Each possibility triggers dopamine. And your brain begins to crave that stimulation. Over time, this constant stimulation changes your attention patterns. Your brain starts expecting frequent rewards. And when rewards slow down, boredom appears almost instantly. The dopamine focus conflict. Here is where things become interesting. Deep focus operates very differently from dopamine-driven stimulation. When you are doing meaningful work, writing, studying, solving complex problems, the reward is often delayed. You might work for an hour before experiencing progress. Your brain must tolerate temporary boredom and effort. But a dopamine-stimulated brain struggles with this delay. It has been trained to expect fast rewards, quick entertainment, instant feedback, endless novelty. So when you try to focus on a slow, demanding task, your brain becomes restless. You feel an urge to check your phone. Open another tab. Look for something easier. This urge is not weakness. It is simply your brain seeking dopamine again. The attention fragmentation problem. When dopamine-driven distractions occur repeatedly, something important happens to the brain. Your attention becomes fragmented. Instead of maintaining focus on one task for long periods, your brain begins switching constantly. A few minutes of work. Then a quick distraction. Then back to work again. Then another interruption. This pattern might seem harmless. But each switch carries a cognitive cost. Your brain needs time to re-enter deep concentration. Research shows that after a distraction, it can take several minutes to fully regain focus. If interruptions happen frequently, deep thinking becomes nearly impossible. You remain trapped in shallow attention. And shallow attention produces shallow results. Rebalancing dopamine. The solution is not to eliminate dopamine. Dopamine is essential for motivation, learning, and progress. The goal is to rebalance how your brain receives dopamine. Instead of receiving constant stimulation from easy digital rewards, the brain must learn to reconnect dopamine with meaningful effort. This means allowing dopamine to rise through progress on challenging tasks, learning new skills, solving difficult problems, achieving meaningful goals. When dopamine becomes linked to effort rather than distraction, focus begins to strengthen naturally. Tasks that once felt difficult begin to feel rewarding. This shift is one of the most important transformations a person can make. Because once the brain learns to associate dopamine with productivity, discipline becomes far easier. The beginning of the focus protocol. This is exactly what the focus protocol is designed to accomplish. It gradually retrains the brain. It reduces unnecessary stimulation. And it rebuilds the natural relationship between effort and reward. Instead of fighting distractions endlessly, you reshape the environment that produces them. When the brain receives fewer artificial dopamine spikes, something surprising happens. Your attention stabilizes. Your motivation returns. And focus becomes easier than you ever expected. But before we begin building that system, we must first understand another major obstacle to concentration. One of the most common habits in modern life. A habit many people believe makes them more productive. But in reality, it does the exact opposite. Chapter 3 Summary. Let's briefly review the key insights from this chapter. In Chapter 3, you discovered that dopamine is not simply a pleasure chemical, it is the brain's motivation system. Modern technology is designed to trigger dopamine repeatedly through unpredictable rewards. Constant dopamine stimulation weakens the brain's ability to tolerate slow, meaningful work. Frequent distractions fragment attention and prevent deep concentration. Rebalancing dopamine by linking it to effort and progress can restore motivation and focus. Understanding dopamine helps explain why focusing has become so difficult in the modern world. But another habit is silently damaging attention even more. A habit many people practice every single day. You have now completed Chapter 3, How Dopamine Controls Focus. Up next is Chapter 4, The Hidden Cost of Multitasking. In the next chapter, you will discover why multitasking feels productive but actually weakens your brain's ability to concentrate. Chapter 4, The Hidden Cost of Multitasking. You are now listening to Chapter 4, The Hidden Cost of Multitasking. In the previous chapter, you discovered how dopamine influences focus and why constant stimulation makes deep concentration difficult. But there is another habit of silently damaging attention in modern life. A habit many people believe makes them more productive. That habit is multitasking. Many people take pride in multitasking. They answer messages while working. They check emails while attending meetings. They switch between tabs, apps, and notifications dozens of times every hour. It feels efficient. It feels fast. It feels productive. But the brain tells a very different story. The myth of multitasking. The truth is simple. The human brain cannot truly multitask. What we call multitasking is actually task switching. Your brain quickly jumps from one activity to another. For example, you begin writing an email. Then a message notification appears. You stop writing and check the message. Then you return to the email. A few minutes later, you open another tab to search for something. Then you return to your original task again. Each switch may only take seconds. But inside the brain, something important happens. Your mind must pause, shift attention, and rebuild context. This process consumes mental energy. And it slows your thinking. The cognitive switching cost. Psychologists call this effect the switching cost. Every time you move from one task to another, the brain must reset its focus. Imagine driving on a highway. You are moving quickly and smoothly. Then suddenly you exit the road, circle through traffic, and re-enter the highway again. Your speed drops. Your progress slows. Your momentum disappears. Task switching works the same way. Each interruption breaks your mental momentum. Your brain must rebuild concentration again and again. Research shows that frequent switching can significantly reduce productivity and increase mistakes. Even worse, it prevents the brain from reaching its most powerful state of thinking. The deep work barrier. Deep focus requires uninterrupted time. When your mind remains on one task long enough, something remarkable happens. Your brain begins connecting ideas more efficiently. Complex problems become easier to solve. Creativity increases. And your thinking becomes clearer. This state is often described as flow. Flow is the moment when work feels almost effortless. Time seems to disappear. And you become fully immersed in what you are doing. But multitasking prevents this state from forming. Because the brain never stays focused long enough to reach that level of concentration. Instead, attention stays shallow and scattered. You may work all day, yet accomplish far less than expected. The illusion of productivity. Multitasking creates an illusion. It makes us feel busy. Being busy feels productive. But productivity is not about how many tasks you start. It is about how many tasks you complete with quality. When attention is divided, the brain struggles to process information deeply. Mistakes increase. Understanding becomes superficial. And learning becomes weaker. This is why students who study while checking their phones often remember less information. Their brain never fully commits to the material. Attention is constantly divided. The Focus Protocol Solution. One of the core principles of the Focus Protocol is simple. One task. One focus. One period of time. Instead of juggling multiple activities, the brain performs best when attention is directed toward a single objective. When you give your full focus to one task, the brain organizes its resources efficiently. Energy flows toward the problem. Thoughts become clearer. Progress accelerates. And the mind enters deeper levels of concentration. Over time, this practice rebuilds your attention span. It trains the brain to stay present. And gradually, focus begins to feel natural again. But before we can fully rebuild attention, we must confront another challenge created by modern life. A challenge that is slowly reducing our ability to concentrate. Something that is quietly shrinking the amount of time we can stay mentally engaged. Chapter 4 Summary. Let's review the key lessons from this chapter. In Chapter 4, you learned that the human brain cannot truly multitask. It can only switch between tasks. Task switching creates a cognitive cost that slows thinking and drains mental energy. Frequent interruptions prevent the brain from reaching deep focus and flow. Multitasking creates the illusion of productivity while reducing the quality of work. Focusing on one task at a time is essential for rebuilding concentration. By eliminating multitasking, you begin removing one of the biggest obstacles to deep thinking. But another challenge still remains. And it may be affecting your focus more than you realize. You have now completed Chapter 4, The Hidden Cost of Multitasking. Up next is Chapter 5, Rebuilding Your Attention Span. In the next chapter, you will discover why modern attention spans are shrinking, and how you can begin strengthening yours again. Let's continue. Chapter 5, Rebuilding Your Attention Span. You are now listening to Chapter 5, Rebuilding Your Attention Span. In the previous chapter, you discovered how multitasking fragments attention and prevents the brain from reaching deep focus. But there is another challenge affecting millions of people today. Something that is quietly weakening the mind's ability to concentrate. That challenge is the shrinking attention span. Many people have noticed it. They struggle to read long articles. They find it difficult to watch long lectures. Even sitting quietly with their own thoughts can feel uncomfortable. The mind constantly searches for stimulation. But this problem is not permanent. Your attention span can be rebuilt. And it begins with understanding what caused it to shrink in the first place. The short attention economy. Modern technology has fundamentally changed how our brains consume information. For most of human history, information arrived slowly. Books require patience. Learning demanded time. Deep thinking was normal. But today, information arrives at incredible speed. Short videos. Instant messages. Constant notifications. Endless streams of new content. Each piece of information competes for your attention. And the faster it arrives, the shorter your attention span becomes. Your brain adapts to the pace of stimulation. If information always comes quickly, your brain begins to expect quick stimulation all the time. Anything slower begins to feel boring. The brain's adaptation. The brain is extremely adaptable. It reshapes itself according to the habits you repeat most often. If you frequently switch between apps, scroll through short videos, or consume fast entertainment, your brain becomes trained for rapid stimulation. This means your attention system becomes optimized for quick bursts of information, constant novelty, immediate rewards. But deep focus requires the opposite conditions. It requires patience. It requires sustained attention. It requires the ability to stay engaged with one task for extended periods of time. When the brain becomes accustomed to rapid stimulation, these slower activities begin to feel uncomfortable. The mind becomes restless. You feel the urge to check something, to scroll, to switch tasks. This is not because your brain is broken. It is simply adapting to the environment you have created. The attention muscle. Think of attention like a muscle. When you use a muscle regularly, it becomes stronger. When you stop using it, it becomes weaker. The same is true for concentration. If your brain rarely practices sustained focus, the ability slowly fades. But the good news is that attention can be trained again. Just like rebuilding physical strength, rebuilding attention requires consistent practice. You begin with small periods of focus. Then gradually extend them over time. Each successful period of concentration strengthens the neural circuits responsible for attention. Over time, your brain learns to tolerate longer periods of mental effort. Focus becomes easier. Distractions lose their power. The boredom training method. One of the most powerful ways to rebuild attention is surprisingly simple. You must learn to tolerate boredom again. Modern technology has removed boredom from everyday life. Whenever a moment of silence appears, we fill it with stimulation. Waiting in line. Check your phone. Sitting on the train. Scroll through social media. A few quiet minutes. Open a video. But boredom plays an important role in training attention. When you allow your mind to sit without stimulation, something interesting happens. Your brain begins searching for meaningful activity. Your thoughts become clearer. Your ability to focus gradually returns. By allowing short moments of boredom each day, you retrain the brain to exist without constant stimulation. This creates the mental space needed for deeper thinking. The gradual focus expansion. Rebuilding attention does not happen overnight. It happens gradually. Start with small focus sessions. 10 minutes of uninterrupted work. Then 15. Then 20. As the brain becomes comfortable with these periods, you extend them. Eventually, the mind begins entering deeper levels of concentration. Tasks that once felt difficult become easier. Your brain begins rediscovering the rhythm of focus. And with practice, long periods of deep work become possible again. This process is one of the most important steps in the focus protocol. But focus is not only about training the mind. It is also about shaping the environment around you. Because your surroundings play a powerful role in determining whether your attention thrives or collapses. Chapter 5 Summary. Before we continue, let's review the key ideas from this chapter. In Chapter 5, you learned that modern technology has shortened attention spans by delivering constant fast stimulation. The brain adapts to the habits you practice most often. Attention functions like a muscle that becomes stronger through consistent training. Allowing moments of boredom helps retrain the brain to tolerate slower thinking. Gradually increasing focus sessions helps rebuild long periods of concentration. By rebuilding your attention span, you prepare the brain for deeper levels of focus. But even with strong attention, there is another challenge waiting in the modern world. A challenge designed specifically to capture and hold your attention. You have now completed Chapter 5, Rebuilding Your Attention Span. Up next is Chapter 6, The Deep Work State. In the next chapter, you will discover the powerful mental state where productivity, creativity, and concentration reach their highest levels. Let's continue. Chapter 6, The Deep Work State. You are now listening to Chapter 6, The Deep Work State. In the previous chapter, you learned how attention spans shrink and how they can be rebuilt through consistent focus training. But rebuilding attention is only the first step. The real goal of the focus protocol is something far more powerful. A mental state where concentration becomes effortless. A state where your mind operates at its highest level. A state where complex problems become easier to solve and creative ideas begin to flow naturally. This state is known as deep work. And mastering this state can completely transform the way you think, learn, and achieve goals. What is deep work? Deep work is the ability to focus without distraction on a demanding task. It is the moment when your entire attention is directed toward a single objective. During deep work, the brain operates with clarity and precision. You are no longer jumping between tasks. You are not checking notifications. You are not responding to messages. Your attention is fully engaged. And something remarkable happens when the brain reaches this state. Your thinking becomes sharper. Your productivity increases dramatically. And tasks that once felt difficult begin to feel manageable. Deep work is where your most valuable ideas are produced. It is where breakthroughs occur. And it is where true progress is made. The flow experience. Many people have experienced deep work without realizing it. Think about a time when you were completely absorbed in something. Perhaps you were writing, designing, studying, or solving a difficult problem. Hours passed quickly. You lost track of time. Your mind felt calm and focused. That experience is often called flow. Flow occurs when the difficulty of a task matches your skill level. The challenge is high enough to demand attention but not so difficult that it creates frustration. In this balance, the brain enters a highly productive state. Distractions fade away. Your awareness becomes centered on the task. And the mind begins working at extraordinary speed. Why deep work is rare today? Despite its benefits, deep work has become increasingly rare in modern life. The reason is simple. Deep work requires long periods of uninterrupted attention. But modern environments are filled with interruptions. Emails, messages, notifications, meetings, social media. Each interruption breaks concentration. And once deep focus is broken, the brain must start rebuilding it again. This constant disruption keeps many people trapped in shallow work. They spend their days responding to small tasks rather than producing meaningful results. Shallow work may feel busy, but it rarely leads to mastery or innovation. The deep work advantage. People who master deep work gain a powerful advantage. Because deep work allows them to learn complex skills faster, produce higher quality work, solve difficult problems more effectively, generate creative ideas. In a world full of distractions, the ability to focus deeply becomes extremely valuable. It is a skill that separates average performance from exceptional performance. The focus protocol is designed to help you enter this state more often. But reaching deep work requires preparation. You cannot simply sit down and expect deep focus to appear instantly. The brain needs the right conditions. And those conditions must be intentionally created. Preparing the mind for deep work. Before entering deep work, the brain must transition away from distractions. This means removing the sources of interruption that normally compete for your attention. Silencing notifications. Closing unnecessary applications. Creating an environment where the mind can settle into one task. When distractions disappear, the brain gradually begins shifting into deeper levels of concentration. At first, the mind may resist. You may feel restless. Your thoughts may wander. But if you remain patient, the mind begins to stabilize. After several minutes, something changes. Your focus sharpens. Your thoughts align with the task. And deep work begins to emerge. The compounding power of focus. The more often you practice deep work, the easier it becomes. Each focused session strengthens the brain's concentration circuits. Over time, your ability to enter deep work improves. Tasks that once required great effort begin to feel natural. This is where the real transformation occurs. Because once deep focus becomes a habit, your productivity multiplies. You accomplish more in fewer hours. Your learning accelerates. And your mental clarity improves dramatically. Deep work is not simply a productivity strategy. It is a cognitive advantage. And those who cultivate it gain access to levels of performance that many people never experience. But achieving deep work consistently requires something even more important. Your environment must support your focus rather than destroy it. Chapter 6 Summary. Let's review the key insights from this chapter. In Chapter 6, you learn that deep work is the ability to focus intensely on demanding tasks without distraction. The flow state occurs when skill and challenge are balanced, allowing concentration to deepen. Modern environments filled with interruptions make deep work increasingly rare. People who master deep work gain a significant advantage in productivity, learning, and creativity. Creating the right conditions is essential for entering deep focus consistently. Deep work is one of the most powerful mental states the brain can achieve. But focus does not happen in isolation. Your surroundings influence your attention far more than you may realize. You have now completed Chapter 6, the deep work state. Up next is Chapter 7, Designing a Focus Environment. In the next chapter, you will learn how to structure your environment so that focus becomes easier and distractions lose their power. Let's continue. Chapter 7, Designing a Focus Environment. You are now listening to Chapter 7, Designing a Focus Environment. In the previous chapter, you discovered the power of deep work and how it allows the brain to reach extraordinary levels of concentration and productivity. But there is an important truth many people overlook. Focus is not only controlled by the mind. It is also shaped by the environment around you. Your surroundings constantly send signals to your brain. These signals either encourage concentration or invite distraction. If your environment is filled with interruptions, your brain will struggle to focus. But if your environment is designed intentionally, concentration becomes far easier. This is where the next stage of the focus protocol begins. Your environment programs your behavior. Many people believe discipline comes entirely from willpower. They think successful individuals simply resist distractions through mental strength. But behavioral science shows something different. Human behavior is strongly influenced by the environment. For example, if your phone is placed directly in front of you while working, you will feel the urge to check it more often. If social media tabs remain open on your computer, your attention will drift toward them. If your workspace is cluttered and chaotic, your mind will feel scattered. These environmental signals constantly compete for your focus. And when distractions are easy to access, resisting them becomes much harder. The solution is not stronger willpower. The solution is better design. The simplicity principle. One of the most effective focus environments is also one of the simplest. Remove everything that does not serve the task. When your workspace contains only the tools needed for your work, your brain receives a clear message. This is a place for focus. This principle applies to both physical and digital environments. On your desk, keep only essential items. On your computer, close unnecessary applications. Silence notifications that interrupt concentration. Each removed distraction strengthens your ability to stay engaged. Your environment becomes a partner in your focus rather than an obstacle. The power of dedicated spaces. Another powerful technique is creating dedicated spaces for specific activities. Your brain forms associations between environments and behaviors. For example, a bed becomes associated with sleep. A dining table becomes associated with eating. A gym becomes associated with exercise. When you consistently perform focused work in the same location, your brain begins linking that environment with concentration. Over time, simply entering that space signals the brain to prepare for deep work. Focus becomes easier because the environment itself triggers the behavior. Digital environment control. In the modern world, many distractions exist inside digital spaces rather than physical ones. Smartphones, computers, and apps constantly compete for attention. This is why controlling your digital environment is essential. Start by reducing notifications. Most alerts are not urgent. Each notification breaks concentration and forces your brain to switch attention. Next, organize your digital workspace. Keep only the applications needed for the task you are performing. Close unnecessary browser tabs. Remove visual clutter that invites distraction. The goal is to create a digital environment where the path toward focus is clear and uninterrupted. The friction strategy. One of the most effective strategies for controlling distractions is adding friction. Friction simply means making distractions harder to access. For example, placing your phone in another room while working. Logging out of distracting websites. Turning off autoplay features. When distractions require extra effort, your brain is less likely to pursue them impulsively. At the same time, you should reduce friction for productive behaviors. Keep your work tools easily accessible. Prepare materials in advance. Make it easy to begin meaningful tasks. This balance encourages focus and discourages distraction. The environment shapes the mind. When your environment supports focus, something powerful happens. You stop relying on constant willpower. Your surroundings naturally guide your behavior. The brain begins entering concentration more quickly. Distractions lose their strength. And productivity becomes smoother and more consistent. Designing your environment is one of the most practical steps in the focus protocol. But an environment alone is not enough. To fully unlock deep focus, you must also develop a consistent focus ritual. A routine that prepares the mind for concentration every single day. Chapter 7 Summary. Let's review the key insights from this chapter. In Chapter 7, you learn that your environment strongly influences your ability to focus. Reducing distractions in your workspace makes concentration easier. Simple environments help the brain stay engaged with a single task. Dedicated workspaces train the brain to associate certain locations with focus. Adding friction to distractions and reducing friction for productive tasks strengthens concentration. By shaping your environment, you create conditions where focus can thrive. But the next step goes even deeper. Because the most focused individuals in the world rely on something powerful. A consistent routine that prepares their mind for deep work. You have now completed Chapter 7, Designing a Focus Environment. Up next is Chapter 8, The Focus Ritual. In the next chapter, you will learn how simple routines can train your brain to enter deep concentration faster and more reliably. Let's continue. Chapter 8, The Focus Ritual. You are now listening to Chapter 8, The Focus Ritual. In the previous chapter, you discovered how your environment can either support or destroy your ability to concentrate. By removing distractions and designing a focus-friendly workspace, you create the conditions necessary for deep work. But there is another powerful tool used by highly productive individuals. A simple practice that prepares the mind for concentration before work even begins. This practice is called a focus ritual. A focus ritual is a short routine that signals to your brain that it is time to concentrate. Over time, this routine trains the mind to shift quickly into a state of deep attention. And when practiced consistently, it can dramatically increase your ability to focus. Why rituals work? The human brain loves patterns. When actions are repeated in the same order, the brain begins to predict what comes next. This reduces mental resistance and helps behaviors become automatic. Think about your morning routine. Many people wake up, brush their teeth, prepare breakfast, and get ready for the day in the same sequence. These actions require very little mental effort because the brain has learned the pattern. Focus rituals work in the same way. By repeating the same preparation steps before deep work, you create a signal for the brain. The signal says, "Now it is time to concentrate." After enough repetition, the brain begins transitioning into focus almost automatically. The structure of a focus ritual. An effective focus ritual is simple and consistent. It should include a few steps that prepare both your environment and your mind. For example, a focus ritual might include clearing your desk, closing unnecessary apps, silencing notifications, setting a specific task to complete, starting a timer for your focus session. These steps only take a few minutes, but they create a powerful mental transition. Instead of randomly jumping into work, you deliberately prepare your brain for concentration. This preparation reduces distractions and increases clarity. The power of starting small. One mistake many people make is trying to work for long hours immediately. They sit down and attempt to concentrate for 2 or 3 hours without interruption. But the brain often resists such sudden demands. Focus rituals solve this problem by starting small. Begin with manageable focus sessions. For example, 20 minutes of uninterrupted work. After completing the session, take a short break. Then repeat the process again. Over time, these sessions can gradually expand. Your brain becomes comfortable with longer periods of concentration. What once felt difficult begins to feel natural. Consistency builds mental momentum. The real power of a focus ritual appears through consistency. When you repeat the same routine every day, your brain begins recognizing the pattern. Eventually, the ritual itself triggers concentration. Simply beginning the routine prepares your mind for deep work. Your brain understands that distractions are no longer the priority. The task in front of you becomes the center of attention. This creates mental momentum. Instead of struggling to start work, you move smoothly into focused activity. And once focus begins, productivity follows. Protecting the ritual. A focus ritual becomes more powerful when it is protected. This means treating your focus sessions as important commitments. Avoid scheduling interruptions during these periods. Inform others that you will be unavailable. Place your phone away from your workspace. By protecting your focus ritual, you send a strong signal to your brain. You demonstrate that concentration matters. And the brain gradually adapts to this priority. Over time, focus becomes easier because the environment and routine consistently support it. The ritual that leads to mastery. Every expert, creator, and high performer relies on some form of ritual. Writers begin their day with structured routines. Athletes follow preparation habits before competitions. Scientists create environments that support long hours of research. These rituals are not accidents. They are systems designed to guide the brain toward deep concentration. And anyone can build this system. With a simple routine repeated consistently, your mind becomes trained for focus. But rituals alone are not enough. Because the brain itself must also be trained to sustain attention for long periods. That is where the next stage of the focus protocol begins. Chapter 8 Summary. Let's review the key lessons from this chapter. In Chapter 8, you learned that focus rituals prepare the brain for concentration. Repeating the same routine before work trains the mind to enter focus faster. Simple preparation steps can reduce distractions and increase clarity. Starting with shorter focus sessions helps the brain adapt gradually. Protecting your focus ritual strengthens the habit of deep work. A consistent ritual turns focus into a predictable behavior rather than a struggle. But there is still one critical step remaining. Your brain must learn how to sustain attention for long periods without drifting away. You have now completed Chapter 8, the focus ritual. Up next is Chapter 9, training your brain for concentration. In the next chapter, you will learn how to strengthen the brain's ability to maintain attention and resist distractions. Let's continue. Chapter 9, training your brain for concentration. You are now listening to Chapter 9, training your brain for concentration. In the previous chapter, you learned how focus rituals prepare your mind for deep work and make concentration easier to begin. But starting focus is only part of the challenge. The real test comes after the work begins. Because even when you start a task with good intentions, the mind often drifts away. Thoughts appear. Distractions tempt you. Your attention slowly begins to wander. This happens to everyone. But the key to mastering focus is learning how to train your brain to stay present. And just like physical fitness, concentration improves with consistent training. The brain learns through repetition. The brain changes according to what you repeatedly practice. If you practice distraction, your brain becomes skilled at distraction. If you practice concentration, your brain becomes skilled at focus. Every time you resist the urge to switch tasks and remain on one objective, you strengthen the neural circuits responsible for attention. Over time, these circuits become stronger and more efficient. This is known as neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reshape itself through experience. The more you practice sustained focus, the easier it becomes. And eventually, concentration begins to feel natural rather than forced. The attention training method. One of the most effective ways to train focus is through structured attention sessions. These sessions involve working on a single task for a specific period of time without interruption. For example, choose one task. Set a timer for 25 minutes. During that time, focus only on that task. If distractions appear, acknowledge them but return your attention to the work. After the session ends, take a short break before beginning the next one. This simple method trains the brain to remain engaged for longer periods. Each successful session strengthens your attention capacity. Over time, your focus sessions can expand to 45 minutes, 60 minutes, or even longer. Managing mental drift. Even with practice, the mind will sometimes wander. This is completely normal. The goal is not to eliminate wandering thoughts entirely. The goal is to notice them quickly and return your attention to the task. Think of concentration like steering a boat. The water may push you slightly off course. But each time you correct the direction, you continue moving toward your destination. Every time you bring your attention back to the task, you reinforce the habit of focus. These small corrections gradually strengthen your ability to stay mentally present. Strengthening cognitive endurance. Deep focus requires more than attention. It also requires mental endurance. Just as athletes train their bodies to sustain effort, the brain must train to sustain concentration. At first, extended focus may feel tiring. Your brain may resist longer work sessions. But this resistance gradually decreases with practice. As you repeat focus sessions regularly, your cognitive endurance grows. You become capable of thinking deeply for longer periods without feeling overwhelmed. This endurance allows you to handle complex tasks, absorb information faster, and produce higher quality work. The confidence effect. Another benefit of attention training is confidence. Each time you complete a focused session, you prove something important to yourself. You prove that you are capable of directing your attention. This builds trust in your own ability to concentrate. And when you believe you can focus, your brain becomes less likely to seek distractions. Confidence strengthens discipline. And discipline strengthens focus. Together, they create a powerful cycle of improvement. The long-term transformation. As your concentration improves, something remarkable begins to happen. Tasks that once felt overwhelming become manageable. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your productivity increases. And your mind begins operating at a higher level of clarity and control. This transformation does not happen instantly. It happens through repeated practice. But with enough training, your brain becomes capable of sustained, powerful focus. And that ability changes everything. However, one final obstacle remains in the modern world. A force that constantly competes for your attention. A system designed specifically to capture your focus. To complete the focus protocol, we must learn how to control that system. Chapter 9 Summary. Let's review the key insights from this chapter. In Chapter 9, you learned that the brain strengthens whatever behavior it practices most often. Structured focus sessions help train the brain to sustain attention. Mind wandering is normal, but returning attention to the task strengthens concentration. Mental endurance improves through repeated focus practice. Confidence in your ability to focus grows with each successful session. By training your brain for concentration, you develop the mental strength required for deep work. But there is one more challenge to overcome. Because modern technology is constantly competing for your attention. You have now completed Chapter 9, Training Your Brain for Concentration. Up next is Chapter 10, Digital Discipline. In the next chapter, you will discover how to take control of technology instead of allowing it to control your attention. Chapter 10, Digital Discipline. You are now listening to Chapter 10, Digital Discipline. In the previous chapter, you learned how to train your brain for concentration and strengthen your ability to sustain attention over time. But even with strong focus skills, there is one powerful force that constantly competes for your attention. That force is the digital world. Smartphones, social media platforms, and endless streams of online content have become part of everyday life. These tools can be incredibly useful. They allow us to communicate, learn, and access information instantly. But they also introduce one of the greatest challenges to focus in modern history. Because many digital platforms are designed to capture and hold your attention for as long as possible. To master focus, you must learn how to use technology intentionally rather than allowing it to control your behavior. This is where digital discipline becomes essential. The attention economy. Modern technology operates within what many experts call the attention economy. In this economy, human attention is the most valuable resource. Companies compete to capture as much of it as possible. Every notification, recommendation, and alert is designed to pull you back into an application. These systems are carefully engineered using psychology and behavioral science. They rely on unpredictable rewards, constant novelty, and personalized content to keep users engaged. The longer you stay connected, the more attention these platforms capture. And the more difficult it becomes to maintain focus on meaningful tasks. Understanding this system is important. Because once you recognize how the attention economy works, you can begin protecting your focus from it. The constant interruption problem. Digital devices introduce interruptions throughout the day. A message appears. A notification sound plays. An update arrives. Even when these interruptions last only a few seconds, they have a powerful effect on the brain. Each interruption breaks your concentration. Your attention shifts away from the task you were performing. Then your brain must rebuild focus again. When interruptions happen frequently, deep work becomes almost impossible. Instead of sustained thinking, the mind becomes trapped in short bursts of attention. Over time, this pattern trains the brain to expect constant stimulation. And when stimulation slows down, the mind becomes restless. Taking control of technology. Digital discipline does not mean abandoning technology completely. Instead, it means controlling when and how you use it. Technology should serve your goals, not replace them. One simple strategy is creating specific times for digital activities. For example, check messages at scheduled intervals rather than continuously throughout the day. Avoid opening social media during focus sessions. Turn off notifications that are not essential. These small changes prevent technology from constantly interrupting your attention. They allow your brain to remain engaged with meaningful work for longer periods. The digital boundary. Another powerful technique is creating clear boundaries between focused work and digital entertainment. When work and entertainment exist in the same space at the same time, your brain struggles to prioritize one over the other. But when boundaries are clear, your brain understands what to expect. For example, during focus sessions, digital entertainment remains completely unavailable. After completing a focus session, you allow yourself a short break to check messages or relax. This structure teaches your brain that focus comes first. Entertainment becomes a reward rather than a constant distraction. Reclaiming your attention. When digital discipline becomes part of your daily routine, something remarkable begins to happen. Your attention becomes calmer. Your mind becomes less reactive to constant stimulation. Instead of immediately responding to every notification, you remain focused on the task in front of you. You begin controlling your technology rather than reacting to it. This shift gives you back one of the most valuable resources in modern life: your attention. And with control over your attention, your ability to think deeply, learn effectively, and create meaningful work expands dramatically. But there is still one final step to mastering the focus protocol. Because focus is not only about managing distractions. It is about building a complete system that supports concentration every single day. Chapter 10 Summary. Let's review the key insights from this chapter. In Chapter 10, you learned that modern technology operates within an attention economy designed to capture human focus. Frequent digital interruptions weaken concentration and prevent deep work. Digital discipline means controlling when and how technology is used. Scheduled digital use and reduced notifications help protect attention. Clear boundaries between work and entertainment strengthen focus habits. By developing digital discipline, you reclaim control over your attention. But the final step of the focus protocol goes even further. It brings all of these principles together into a complete system for daily life. You have now completed Chapter 10, Digital Discipline. Up next is Chapter 11, the Daily Focus System. In the next chapter, you will learn how to combine everything you've discovered into a powerful routine that protects your attention and strengthens focus every day. Chapter 11, the Daily Focus System. You are now listening to Chapter 11, the Daily Focus System. In the previous chapter, you discovered how digital discipline helps protect your attention from constant interruptions. You learned how controlling technology allows your brain to stay focused for longer periods of time. But mastering focus requires more than isolated techniques. To make concentration reliable and sustainable, you must create a system. A system that supports your attention every single day. Because when focus becomes part of a daily structure, it stops being a struggle. Instead, it becomes a habit. This chapter introduces the Daily Focus System, a practical structure that brings together everything you have learned so far. Why systems are more powerful than motivation. Many people try to improve their productivity using motivation alone. They wait for the moment when they feel inspired or energized. But motivation is unpredictable. Some days you feel driven. Other days you feel tired or distracted. If focus depends only on motivation, your progress becomes inconsistent. Systems solve this problem. A system provides structure even when motivation is low. It creates predictable patterns that guide your behavior. Instead of asking yourself whether you feel like working, you simply follow the routine. Over time, this routine strengthens your ability to focus automatically. The 3 phases of the Daily Focus System. An effective focus system usually contains 3 main phases. Each phase supports the brain in a different way. Phase 1, preparation. Before beginning focused work, you prepare your environment and your mind. This includes reviewing the task you want to complete, clearing your workspace, removing distractions, starting your focus ritual. Preparation helps your brain transition from scattered attention into intentional concentration. It signals that the next period of time is dedicated to meaningful work. Phase 2, deep focus sessions. The second phase is where real progress happens. You enter structured focus sessions. Each session involves working on a single task without interruption. During this period, notifications remain silent. Digital distractions are unavailable. Your attention remains on one objective. After completing a focus session, you allow yourself a short break. This pattern protects your mental energy and prevents burnout. Over time, these sessions can gradually become longer as your concentration improves. Phase 3, recovery and reflection. The final phase of the system involves recovery. Your brain needs periods of rest to process information and restore mental energy. During this time, you step away from demanding tasks. You may walk, relax, or engage in lighter activities. Reflection also plays an important role. At the end of the day, take a few moments to review your progress. Ask yourself, what tasks did I complete today? What helped me focus? What distractions appeared? This reflection helps you refine your system and improve future focus sessions. Consistency creates momentum. When the daily focus system becomes part of your routine, something powerful begins to happen. Your brain learns what to expect. Instead of struggling to decide what to do next, you simply follow the system. Preparation leads into focus. Focus leads to recovery. And recovery prepares you for the next session. This cycle builds mental momentum. Each day of consistent practice strengthens your concentration skills. Over time, focus becomes easier and more natural. The long-term impact. People who consistently follow a structured focus system experience profound changes. Their productivity improves. Their thinking becomes clearer. And their ability to learn complex ideas increases dramatically. This is because the brain thrives in environments where attention is protected and directed intentionally. The daily focus system creates that environment. It transforms focus from a temporary effort into a reliable daily practice. And when focus becomes reliable, your ability to achieve meaningful goals expands enormously. But there is still one final piece of the puzzle. Because mastering focus is not only about productivity. It is about becoming a person who fully controls their attention. Chapter 11 Summary. Let's review the key insights from this chapter. In Chapter 11, you learned that systems are more reliable than motivation when building focus habits. A structured routine helps the brain maintain consistent concentration. The daily focus system includes preparation, deep focus sessions, and recovery. Reflection helps improve focus habits over time. Consistency builds mental momentum and strengthens attention. By following a structured system each day, focus becomes a dependable skill rather than an occasional success. But one final chapter remains. And it brings together everything you have learned throughout the focus protocol. You have now completed Chapter 11, the daily focus system. Up next is Chapter 12, Becoming Mentally Unstoppable. In the next chapter, you will discover how mastering focus can transform your mindset, productivity, and long-term success. Chapter 12, Becoming Mentally Unstoppable. You are now listening to Chapter 12, Becoming Mentally Unstoppable. Throughout this audiobook, you have explored the science of attention, the influence of dopamine, the hidden cost of multitasking, and the systems that allow the brain to enter deep focus. You have discovered how modern distractions weaken concentration and how intentional habits can rebuild it. But mastering focus is about more than productivity. It is about mental control. Because when you control your attention, you begin controlling the direction of your life. This chapter explores what happens when focus becomes a permanent part of your mindset. Attention is the foundation of achievement. Every meaningful accomplishment begins with attention. A scientist must concentrate deeply to solve complex problems. An entrepreneur must focus on building ideas into reality. A student must concentrate to master difficult subjects. Without attention, progress becomes slow and fragmented. But when attention is directed with purpose, progress accelerates. Focus allows your brain to connect ideas more effectively. It allows you to learn faster. It allows you to work with greater clarity and precision. In many ways, attention is the foundation of achievement. And when you strengthen it, everything else becomes easier. The power of mental discipline. Mental discipline is the ability to guide your attention intentionally rather than reacting to distractions. It means choosing what deserves your focus. Instead of allowing the environment to control your thoughts, you become the one directing them. This ability creates freedom. Because a disciplined mind is not constantly pulled toward every notification, message, or piece of entertainment. Instead, it stays committed to meaningful goals. Mental discipline does not eliminate distractions from the world, but it prevents distractions from controlling your behavior. And that difference is powerful. Focus creates confidence. Another powerful effect of focus is confidence. Each time you complete a difficult task through sustained concentration, you reinforce a belief about yourself. You prove that you can remain committed even when distractions appear. This belief gradually transforms your mindset. Instead of doubting your ability to concentrate, you begin trusting it. Confidence strengthens discipline. And discipline strengthens focus. Together, they create a cycle of improvement that grows stronger over time. The focused mind in a distracted world. We live in a world filled with distractions. Information arrives constantly. Entertainment is available at every moment. Attention is pulled in dozens of directions every day. In such an environment, the ability to focus becomes incredibly valuable. Most people allow their attention to drift wherever stimulation appears. But those who train their minds for focus gain a powerful advantage. They think more clearly. They learn more effectively. They create more meaningful work. And they move toward their goals with greater consistency. In a distracted world, focus becomes a rare and powerful skill. Building a focused identity. The final step of the focus protocol is not simply practicing techniques. It is adopting a new identity. An identity built around intentional attention. Instead of thinking, "I'm trying to focus," you begin thinking, "I am a focused person." This shift changes your behavior. Because identity shapes habits. When you see yourself as someone who values deep work, your actions naturally align with that belief. You protect your focus. You design environments that support concentration. You follow systems that strengthen attention. Over time, focus becomes part of who you are. The long-term transformation. When focus becomes part of your identity, the effects extend far beyond productivity. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your decisions become more intentional. Your ability to learn and adapt improves dramatically. Most importantly, you regain control over your time and attention. Instead of reacting to constant stimulation, you choose what deserves your focus. And that choice shapes the direction of your life. This is the ultimate purpose of the focus protocol. Not simply to help you work harder, but to help you think more clearly, live more intentionally, and create a life guided by purpose rather than distraction. Chapter 12 Summary. Let's review the key insights from this final chapter. In Chapter 12, you learned that attention is the foundation of meaningful achievement. Mental discipline allows you to guide your focus intentionally. Sustained concentration builds confidence and strengthens productivity. In a highly distracted world, focus becomes a rare and valuable skill. Adopting a focused identity transforms attention into a permanent habit. By mastering focus, you gain control over one of the most valuable resources in modern life: your attention. And with control over your attention, you gain the ability to shape your future with clarity and purpose. You have now completed Chapter 12, Becoming Mentally Unstoppable. Up next is the conclusion of the Focus Protocol, where we will summarize the entire journey and leave you with the final mindset shift needed to protect your focus for life. Conclusion. Mastering your attention, mastering your life. You are now listening to the conclusion of the Focus Protocol. Throughout this audiobook, you have explored one of the most powerful abilities a human mind can develop: the ability to control attention. In the beginning, we explored what focus truly means and why it has become so rare in the modern world. You discovered how the constant stream of notifications, entertainment, and digital stimulation slowly weakens the brain's ability to concentrate. You learned how dopamine-driven distractions can quietly take control of your habits, your productivity, and even your long-term goals. But you also discovered something extremely powerful. Focus is trainable. Your brain is not fixed. It can be rewired. With the right habits, the right environment, and the right mental systems, your ability to concentrate can become stronger than ever before. The journey you have taken. During this audiobook, you move step by step through the focus protocol. You learned how the brain responds to distraction, why multitasking damages attention, how technology competes for your focus, how dopamine influences motivation and habits, and how powerful routines can rebuild deep concentration. You also discovered practical systems. The focus ritual. The power of deep work. Digital discipline. The daily focus system. And the identity shift that transforms focus from a temporary effort into a permanent mindset. Each chapter added another layer of understanding. Another tool. Another strategy. Another step toward mastering your attention. Why focus is the ultimate skill. In the modern world, knowledge is everywhere. Information is unlimited. But the ability to concentrate deeply has become rare. Most people consume endless information but struggle to turn that information into meaningful progress. Focus changes that. Focus transforms ideas into results. Focus turns learning into mastery. Focus allows creativity, problem-solving, and innovation to flourish. In many ways, focus is the engine of achievement. And those who learn to control it gain a powerful advantage in every area of life. The real message of the focus protocol. This audiobook is not just about productivity. It is about intentional living. Every moment of attention is a decision. You can give your attention to distractions. Or you can give it to growth. You can spend hours reacting to digital stimulation. Or you can invest that time into building knowledge, skills, relationships, and meaningful goals. Your attention shapes your reality. And when you take control of your attention, you begin taking control of your life. The choice moving forward. From this moment forward, you will notice something interesting. You will start recognizing distractions more clearly. Notifications. Endless scrolling. Short bursts of stimulation. Instead of automatically reacting to them, you will begin asking a simple question. Does this deserve my attention? That single question can transform how you spend your time. Because attention is your most valuable resource. Where you place it determines who you become. The long-term impact. When you consistently follow the principles of the focus protocol, the results compound over time. Your concentration becomes stronger. Your work becomes deeper. Your thinking becomes clearer. You start completing projects that once felt impossible. You learn faster. You think more creatively. You experience the powerful satisfaction of sustained progress. And most importantly, you reclaim ownership of your mind. The final thought. Focus is not something reserved for a few extraordinary individuals. It is a skill. A trainable ability. A discipline that grows stronger with practice. Every moment you protect your attention, you strengthen your mind. Every time you choose deep work over distraction, you build mental power. And over time, these choices transform the way you think, work, and live. The world may be filled with distractions. But your mind does not have to be. Because now, you understand the focus protocol. You have now reached the end of the focus protocol audiobook. But before we finish, there are just a few final words for you. Up next are the final words and messages from the channel. Final words. Before we end this audiobook, take a moment to reflect on the journey you have just completed. You started by understanding how the modern world constantly pulls your attention in every direction. You learned how distractions weaken focus and how dopamine-driven habits can quietly take control of your time and energy. But more importantly, you discovered something powerful. Your attention is trainable. Your mind can become stronger. Your focus can become sharper. And your ability to concentrate deeply can transform the way you learn, work, and live. The strategies you heard in the Focus Protocol are not just ideas. They are tools. Tools you can begin using today. Every time you choose deep work instead of distraction. Every time you protect your attention from unnecessary stimulation. Every time you commit to meaningful goals. You strengthen your mind. And over time, those small choices create extraordinary results. Remember this. In a world full of noise, the ability to focus is a superpower. Those who master their attention gain control over their future. And now, you have the knowledge to begin that journey. One small request. If you found this audiobook helpful, there is one small action you can take that helps this channel grow and allows more people to discover these ideas. Please take a moment to thumbs up like this video. Speech balloon, leave a comment below and share your biggest takeaway from this audiobook. Outbox tray, share this audiobook with at least 7 people who want to improve their focus, discipline, and mental clarity. And finally, bell, subscribe to the channel on YouTube and turn on notifications so you don't miss future audiobooks designed to help you upgrade your mind. Your support helps this channel continue creating powerful content about psychology, discipline, productivity, and mental mastery. Thank you for listening to the Focus Protocol. And remember, protect your attention, train your mind, and build the focused life you deserve. Until next time.